streaming live as professional wrestling's hottest television program has just gotten bigger. Welcome to WCW Monday Nitro on TNT. It's Memorial Day 1996, and beginning tonight, each and every Monday we'll be bringing you not 1, but 2 hours of WCW action. Hi everyone, I'm Tony Schiavone, along with the living legend Larry Zbyszko. We are going to be your co-hosts for the very first hour of WCW Monday Nitro this week. And right before 9 o'clock, our regular broadcast team of Eric Bischoff and Bobby the Brain Heenan will be with you. And Larry, what a way to be bringing our fans our first 2-hour program, because tonight, later on in the second hour, Sting and Scott Steiner will collide for, I think, the very first time ever on television.
You know, golden opportunity for Scott Steiner here to capture a major reputation of Sting. You know, Sting emotionally befuddled over the trustworthiness of his partner and friend Lex Luger, caused only by the rumors of these armchair champions. But good match tonight.
Speaking of champions, later on, the Giant in this telecast will defend the WCW World Heavyweight title. Certainly his biggest opponent ever at over 500 pounds, the Shark.
Well, you know, the Shark has been shooting his big mouth off, saying when he got chokeslammed by the Giant, he wasn't ready for it. He says he'll be ready for it tonight, but I don't think that's going to stop the Giant. He's going to chokeslam the Shark again, mark my word.
Plus, in this program, the Nature Boy, Ric Flair and Arn Anderson will be together as a tag team as they prepare for the Great American Bash. Plus, Colonel Rob Parker says he has a brand new man he'll introduce later on in this television program. The program you already love is now getting bigger as we go to the ring on Nitro.
Ladies and gentlemen, the first match live on Monday Nitro is set for one fall. Introducing first, from Atlanta, Georgia, Marcus Bagwell and Scotty Riggs, the American Males.
And we begin, Larry, with tag team action. I tell you, these two young men, Mark Bagwell and Scotty Riggs, the American Males, if you go back and take a look at the great programs we've had live each and every Monday here on Nitro, these two men really out of the box, back in the month of September, sensational, capturing the World Tag Team title. And they've captured and garnered a lot of fans since that time.
Well, you got a couple of dreamers here. Perfect example of the young and the useless that are going to get a wrestling education at the hands of two masters, Arn Anderson, the Enforcer, and of course, one of the greatest players of human chess, Ric Flair.
With that in mind, back we go to David Penzer.
Their opponents, representing the Horsemen and accompanied to the ring by Woman and Miss Elizabeth. First, from Charlotte, North Carolina, Nature Boy, Ric Flair. His partner from the state of Minnesota, the Enforcer, Arn Anderson.
All right, here they come. Arn Anderson and the Nature Boy, Ric Flair, flanked by Woman and Miss Elizabeth, looking radiant.
Well, how can you miss them? Look at Flair, he's done up again. Look at the American Males in the ring. They're going to be staring down there. This is what these two punks are dreaming of. They want to come out with women. They want to come out with the fame and the fortune. They want to live happily ever after with beautiful deaf mutes. The way they can do that, Tony, is to beat these guys, but I don't think it's going to happen.
Well, you know, the Great American Bash, the pay-per-view spectacular we've all been waiting for, is coming your way in the month of June on Sunday, June 16th from Baltimore in the Baltimore Arena. And you're talking about a shocker. Ric Flair, for the past couple of months, right here on this program, has been saying a few unkind, unsavory comments toward Steve McMichael, Mongo McMichael's wife, Deborah.
Well,
and wait a minute, it's come back to haunt him now, Larry, because Mongo has gotten Kevin Green of the Carolina Panthers to team against Ric Flair and Arn Anderson coming up at the Great American Bash.
Look, let's put things in perspective. Just because McMichael's wife likes Flair is not a reason for this big dummy to ruin his life. Get rid of her. I'm sure he signed a prenuptial, but don't make a mistake and get in the ring, get a big head. Look at football players, Tony. They're good for 10 seconds. They rush back in a huddle because none of them know what to do. They're getting in the ring with two masters. Arn Anderson, endomorphic human being supreme. He's called the Enforcer because that's what he does. The Nature Boy has beaten men you could name that are legendary wrestlers. They know what they're doing. it's a different ball game. Kevin Green and Steve McMichaels, they're out of their league.
Well, I would agree that Ric Flair and Arn Anderson have more ring experience, but can you imagine? I mean, he has gotten Mongo angry, and we have heard from Mike Ditka on our television programs. He's the last man in the world I would want to make mad.
Yeah, but that's the psychology. You make an opponent mad, they lose their cool, they don't think, and before you know it, Flair's going to have Dumbo in the figure 4.
They're down on the floor. You know, the entire country getting excited about this tag team matchup and the Great American Bash. We understand Kevin Green is going to be on Jay Leno on The Tonight Show on NBC tomorrow night. And he'll be talking, of course, about his upcoming matchup. And Kevin Green, as we saw at Slamboree just over a week ago, he wanted to get it on right there. That man is ready to wrestle.
He's trying to save face. Here's Kevin Green, played for the Steelers, lost the Super Bowl for him. The Steelers threw him off the team and sent him down to some podunk team in, what, North Carolina's got a football team now? He's a loser. He's the only one McMichael could get.
He is one of the premier athletes in the NFL, and he and Steve Mongo McMichael will hook it up together as a tag team against Ric Flair and Arn Anderson. And here's what they got to be cautious of, because when you're on the floor against Flair and Anderson, that is in their domain. Look here.
Well, it's in their domain. Look at whoa, he got him. Hey.
Watch out, the American males, former tag team champions on the rebound here now. Mark Bankwell sending Ric Flair in, up and down he goes. And on the other side, there's a drop kick. Scott Riggs, Arn Anderson. Hey, we may have a major upset here. Here's a clothesline.
Hey, he's out of the ring here.
That ain't your boy Ric Flair crawling around the ring area.
He's not crawling, he's just looking for a better position to strike up the offense. Look at Arn Anderson, he got out. These guys are going to slow down the momentum. American males, fast guys, taking some chances here, but again, they're not going to be able to compete on the level of human chess played by Arn Anderson and Ric Flair. Look at this. He's toasting it.
He's going over to his VIP section. He has a bottle of champagne. And I can tell you, you can better believe that Kevin Green and Steve McMichael are watching this. Of course, Steve McMichael, one of our regulars on the WCW Nitro broadcast team, but he is in training right now, preparing for this upcoming tag team match that the entire world is talking about. NFL greats against two of the best in WCW.
Whoa, now Arn Anderson's making his move. He's got Bagwell just where he wants him here. He ducked. He hit the pole.
There's a clothesline, hit the pole on the outside. Ladies and gentlemen, we have to take a commercial break, and we'll have more WCW Monday Nitro, the first hour, coming your way live when we come back right after this timeout. Welcome back live on TNT, the first hour of WCW Monday Nitro, and it's been a fever pitch since the opening bell. Look at Mark Bagwell, Larry Zbyszko trying to fight out of the corner against two of the most experienced men in our sport. Flair goes down.
He nailed Flair. Bagwell been fighting for his life. He was in the wrong corner. He's got to get out of there and tag Scotty Riggs. Flair's up.
Up and down, Flair goes once again. It's Bagwell, Flair trying to make a tag. Scott Riggs will come in. Fans, in the second hour tonight, the Giant, the World Heavyweight Champion, must face one of the biggest challenge, maybe the biggest challenge he's ever faced at over 500 pounds in the Shark for the world
title. Let me give you a factoid. This is the first time the Giant's going to wrestle a man that weighs more than he does.
How about that?
Hey, look at that. Look at Flair. What a nice move. Caught him in the ankle. Arn Anderson came in from behind. That's the kind of teamwork the American males are not going to be able to compete with.
You know, it's teamwork and it's experience. And many people feel that coming up with the Great American Bash, it will be the experience factor of Arn Anderson and Ric Flair that will outweigh and thus come into play and defeat Kevin Green and Steve McMichael.
Oh, come on. It won't even be a problem. I bet you right now any money, Ric Flair's going to have McMichael's crying like a baby in that figure 4 and then party with his wife afterwards.
What are you talking about? You're talking about two of the greatest athletes ever.
Thank you very much.
In our, well, we have been poured champagne by the nature of
now that's the kind of guy Flair is, along with Arn Anderson. These guys can teach the American males how to wrestle while they serve champagne at the same time.
Wait a minute.
That is a class outfit.
Is that what that is?
What, the American males bring anything over? Certainly not.
Oh, well, fans,
this is a class outfit.
This is a first, actually, in our sport. But Nevertheless, in the ring, the American males getting a dose of why the Horsemen are who they are. The Enforcer Arn Anderson and the Nature Boy Ric Flair.
See right there, Scotty Riggs almost out of instinct trying to punch his way out of a situation, but not through the midsection of Arn Anderson, who easily cuts him off, Tony. Again, when someone starts punching their way out of frustration, you know they've lost emotional control. This is the same thing Anderson and Flair are going to do when they get their hands on Kevin Green and Steve McMichaels, and of course Memorial Day, the day we remember our debts. I think we should bow our heads for a moment of silent laughter for Kevin Green and Dumbo.
Well, I tell you, and I disagree with that, because you are taking a look at two men when you take a look at Kevin Green and Steve Mongo McMichael, who are superior athletes, two of the greatest in the history of the NFL, and a lot of times athletic ability, perseverance wins out.
Don Perrione, 57.
Is that what that was?
Well, that's what it was.
Working on the leg now, Arn Anderson.
This is a different sport. Football players don't have a clue. They spend their lives hitting dummies that can't fight back. Oh, right there!
They don't do that on Sundays, they don't.
Oh, stop it.
On the knee, Arn Anderson stomping away. Also, fans, in our second hour tonight, you'll want to keep it right on TNT, keep it locked on, because Scott Steiner and Sting will collide one-on-one, a match that personally I've always wanted to see, and we're bringing it to you live and only on WCW Monday Nitro, a pickup in Ric Flair. The game plan right here pretty obvious, focusing on the leg now of Scotty Riggs, and now also trying to set him up for the figure four.
Yeah, well, they got Scotty Riggs suffering right here, but look at the position they keep him in. Ric Flair puts him right in the corner by Arn Anderson. Arn Anderson keeps him on that side of the ring. These guys are expert in ring positioning, in psychological warfare. I mean, these stupid football players don't have the chance. Oh, that was lucky. That was lucky.
Lucky?
It was lucky. Arn Anderson was by the ropes right there.
Yeah, or he could have hit the ring post and knocked himself out. That was quite a kick in the back of the head, and it's changed the complexion of this match. Ric Flair being restrained by Randy Anderson there. Look at this.
Flair knows it was a lucky move. He's trying. Hey, don't. Hey.
We've got a shoving match going on between the referee and Ric Flair. Meanwhile, Scott Riggs desperately needs to make the corner, but he cannot. Or can he? He's close. He's there.
Ah, he got it.
Mark Bagwell, fist on fire, right hands, decking both Flair and Arn Anderson in a nice scoop slam. Oh, there's a drop kick. Anderson rolls to the corner. And now Ric Flair and Anderson, I believe, still the legal man here.
Right there, Anderson's the legal man along with Bagwell. Bagwell fought off two of them, but he can't keep this up for long. Hey, look at Flair. He got him right smack in the head.
The cover! No, and a save by Arn Anderson. Flair may be out. That hit him hard, but Flair trying to get to his feet.
Well, look at Riggs is getting frustrated, but he's got to maintain his cool and get out of the ring.
Small package. Arn Anderson in. They're rolling the other way.
Come on, ref. Come on, ref.
1, 2, and a save. Riggs pulls him back the other way. 1, 2. Flair kicked away. Wow, what action we have in only the opening bout of this first 2-hour edition of TNT Monday Nitro.
Oh, Bagwell got Flair in the cradle.
It's the bridge suplex. It's his move, and Anderson punts him like a football.
See, again, but that's the frustration of Scotty Riggs is keeps pulling the referee out of position. Riggs is losing his cool, and it's going to cost him.
A drop kick. Flair is down, making his way over in front of Elizabeth and Woman. And there's Woman getting involved. She gouged the eyes. She gouged the eyes of Mark Bagwell.
I didn't see that.
Of course you didn't, neither did he. And there's the DDT from the Enforcer Arn Anderson, and I believe Bagwell's out.
He's out like a mackerel. Arn Anderson, expert at... Put that back.
It's
Who
over.
are your winners, the Enforcer Arn Anderson and Nature Boy.
Once again, something that Kevin Green and Steve McMichael have to contend with, and that is the ladies on the outside. They may be beautiful, but they are very, very lethal.
Well, you know, Steve McMichael is having a hard time with his wife. His eye may be wandering. Again, master of deception by Ric Flair. He'll go to any lengths to win, but he won't have to go that far to run over two football players. This is going to be a laugh.
Little celebration now from Arn Anderson, Ric Flair, Woman, and Miss Elizabeth making their way over to their VIP section where they'll be talking with Mean Gene Okerlund. But yes, once again, the experience pays off. The diabolical Ric Flair, Arn Anderson, as we go to Mean Gene Okerlund. Gene?
All right, I thank you very much, Tony Schiavone. Ladies, Arn Anderson, Elizabeth Woman, Ric Flair. Come on in, if you would, please, very quickly. I think maybe you and Mr. Anderson here have dug a bit of a hole for yourself, because at the Great American Bash, June the 16th, in Baltimore, Maryland, live on pay-per-view, yes, you're going to be facing none other than Steve McMichael, his partner, Kevin Green. What a bombshell.
Let me tell Green and McMichaels like it is. I ain't never met a football player that I couldn't walk over the top of to get to a better fight. I never saw a woman that Ric Flair couldn't have just like that. It just so happens, McMichaels, it's your old lady. Now, we don't respect anybody that has to wear protective gear, because when you come into our house, it's man to man, hand to hand. Keep that in mind when you come and see the Horsemen.
You eyeballed Deborah McMichael for a long time.
Come in here, girls.
Ladies.
We got a new saying. Liz, woman, myself, Double A. We've been to the Keys all weekend. We got a new saying. Sky rockets at night. Woo! Afternoon light. McMichael, Green, wherever you are. And I don't care how many times All-Pro you've been in your lifetime. Commissioner Pete Rozelle better step in now. You know why? You want to know why?
Hey. Come on, Flair, don't make up.
That's why, McMichael, while you've been playing football, I've been making up a lost time down Austin way. Deborah belongs to the Nature Boy.
Well, I don't know about that. Elizabeth, what are your feelings about, is this two-timing in your estimation?
Oh, no. The champ can have anything he wants.
Oh, please.
And you know what? Another little secret. You know, Savage, everybody thought that I was Liz and Woman's sugar daddy. Wrong with your bankroll, brother. She's me and Double A.
Thank you very much. I'm sorry. Stay tuned. More Nitro continues. Tony, let's get back to you, pal.
Thanks a lot, Mean Gene. We will have more WCW Monday Nitro. He wanted to know what McMichael and Green were doing to Ric Flair. When we come back, they are in training preparing for the Great American Bash. Stay with us. Welcome back live on TNT to Monday Nitro, the very first hour of this 2-hour edition. We saw Ric Flair and Arn Anderson earlier on in the ring. They'll be facing Kevin Green and Steve Mongo McMichael coming up at the Great American Bash as the two former All-Pros, one former All-Pro, and Kevin Green of the Carolina Panthers get their workout in. Let's take a look.
Let's work out.
Well, the big boys play. They ain't got the power to stand the wing with us, baby.
Too big, too strong. You ready to play?
Well,
Let's go, baby. Get on in there.
Well, I'm talking.
Pump it out. That's right. That's right.
Flair! Flair! Flair!
All day long, baby.
Flair!
Be all day up there. Keep going. Baby, pump it up, baby. Pump that.
Go ahead and get you some, baby. Anderson, you should have never stuck your nose in my business when it comes to Flairs. Did my enforcer.
Yeah, we're coming hard all day long, baby. Off the top rope, baby. Me and you. Hey, baby.
I don't even got ass, baby.
The whole stuff.
You want it all?
Give me all the way. Cause we go a long day, y'all.
He's pulling that thing up. He's gonna pull your head off and throw it up in the top row.
Anderson. Whoa! Get some, Marco. Let's go, baby. Pull it in there, baby. Like you gonna get Flair's head. Rip it right.
Ah, what? What you gonna do?
Marco runs over you.
No question about it. Steve Mongo McMichael and Kevin Green, two of the most powerful men Ric Flair and Arn Anderson will ever face.
Oh, stop it. They're going about it all wrong. They're lifting weights like a couple of overgrown dumbbells, thinking power is going to solve the puzzle. Power, strength has nothing to do with it. This is a science, this is an art, and they're getting in the ring against two of the best artists in the world. These guys are dead meat.
Steve Dahl making his way into the next match. There's another factor we want to talk about, and that is the mind games of Nature Boy Ric Flair. How successful has he been against the Macho Man Randy Savage? As we saw just last week on WCW Saturday night, the Macho Man has been taken off. He has been banned from any WCW televised events because of what Ric Flair has done to the Macho Man Randy Savage. He has pushed all the right buttons. He's nutso. He's out of it.
And Savage is an accomplished wrestler. Look what Flair did to him. I hear Savage is living out in the bushes with Margot Kidder to drive McMichaels and Green crazy. There's no problem for Ric Flair. Macho Man went absolutely insane. Shouldn't be allowed public anywhere.
Well, he may be more dangerous now than he's ever been. I'm talking about the Macho Man Randy Savage. And speaking of dangerous, we've heard a lot in recent weeks from Colonel Rob Parker about his new addition. And here he is, the first time on television, the Mauler. And this big, strong guy should be quite an addition to the Parker camp.
Well, Colonel Parker looks awful happy sitting down there. Look at the big smile on his face. He's not even waving his hanky.
You're looking at our capacity crowd on hand in the arena this week.
Whoa.
WCW Monday Nitro is live and only on TNT. In the second hour, the Giant and the Shark for the world title, plus Sting and Scott Steiner and a whole lot more. And the Mauler wasting no time. This is where impressions are made. This is where the big boys play. Look at that power sending Steve all over.
Yeah, nice snap there. Mauler's got some good balance. Colonel Parker seems to be happy with his investment. And even at the beginning, Steve Dahl tried to get offensive. Got an upper hand, but the Mauler quickly turned it around, and you can watch him walk. The guy's got some self-confidence, knows what he's doing in there.
And he's got a fine manager, no denying the ability of Colonel Rob Parker, a scoop slam. You know, since the Macho Man was taken away from all television events, there have been security people at all the doors and all the exits, the entrances in World Championship Wrestling, making sure that he stays out, because you never know what he's going to do. Look at this! Oh, my goodness! Steve Dahl thrown all the way across the ring, and the Mauler staying on top of him here.
Take a look at the Mauler's eyes. I always look at a man's eyes, because that tells you what's inside the soul.
Yeah.
Mauler here.
Did you take a look at the eyes of McMichael and Kevin Green during that workout video?
They're confused.
No, they're not.
Lifting weights. They're thinking like football players. Let's lift weights and wait for a quarterback to tell us what to do. It ain't going to happen at the Great American Bash. No quarterbacks, no one telling them what to do. They're on their own, they're in big trouble.
It is June 16th and only on pay-per-view. It's a Sunday, it's from the Baltimore Arena. This is the one you want to see. Over the top, Mauler goes!
They both went!
They both went. That is no disqualification because both men's momentum took them over the top. The match continues, but on the floor, but we may have a count out if they don't get back in.
But did I tell these kids to get a haircut? He hit the pole! Hair's a perfect handle. Mauler grabbed it, used it great.
The Mauler and Steve Dahl going at it here on WCW Monday Nitro live in the very first hour of our 2-hour edition, beginning this Memorial Day in 1996 and live each and every Monday here on TNT. The Mauler working over the youngster Steve Dahl, who was in the recent Cruiserweight tournament. And fans, we're told we have to take a commercial break, and we'll be back with more live on TNT the first hour right after this. Timeout. Stay with us. Welcome back live to the first hour of this edition of WCW Monday Nitro on TNT. Tony Schiavone and Larry Zbyszko. And we are taking a look at the Mauler completely maul his opponent, Steve Dahl.
Well, you know, Steve Dahl was trying to get an offensive going.
Wait a minute.
But
what the hell is going on here?
But the Mauler, well, he just got reversed right there. The Mauler runs him down. What are you talking about?
Look here.
Well, what the hell?
Wait a minute.
Somebody give me a mic. Give me a mic. What's with this?
Wait a minute. Wait, we need security here. I have no idea.
Hey.
Wait a minute. I can't believe it. I can't believe what I'm seeing.
You people,
What's with him?
you know who I am. But you don't know why I'm here.
Are we going to get security here?
Where is Billionaire Ted? Where is the Nacho Man? That punk can't even get in the building. Me, I go wherever I want, whenever I want.
Listen,
And where, oh where, is Scheme Gene? 'Cause I got a scoop for you. When that Ken doll lookalike, when that weatherman wannabe comes out here later tonight, I got a challenge for him, for Billionaire Ted, for the Nacho Man, and for anybody else in WCW. Hey, you want to go to war? You want a war? You're going to get one.
fans, what about the match? I don't know what to say. Randy Anderson's comment. Randy, what's going on here? What about the match, Randy? What's going? The match fans, we got to go to a break.
The match left.
I have no idea what to say. Stay with us. Gee. WCW Monday Nitro on TNT. The first hour continues here live. Tony Schiavone and the living legend Larry Zbyszko. Don't forget the second hour still to come, and during the second hour, the Giant and the Shark for the WCW World Heavyweight title, and Scott Steiner and Sting.
I know, good matches. I can't wait to see the heavyweight champion of the world. This is where the big boys play, Tony, and the Giant is the biggest of them all.
We've always said we have surprises on this program, some expected and sometimes...
Yeah, well, I'll give somebody a surprise.
Not expected. Well, fans, the Pitbull Craig Pittman, the great American Marine Sergeant, out with Teddy Long, one of the greatest managers the sport's ever seen.
But Teddy Long?
You don't agree with that?
Well, look what he's done to Sergeant Pittman. This guy came in, he was vicious. He was a survivor. He knew all about the high protein content of bugs living in the jungle. This guy was tough. This guy was mean. Teddy Long come along and softens him up. He took that killer instinct out of Pittman.
Diamond Dallas, the opponent for the Pitbull, Craig Pittman, the Battle Bowl champion. The man who shocked the world by winning the ring and becoming the Battle Bowl champion back at Slamboree over a week ago.
Now here's a man to be proud of. Diamond Dallas Page went from the gutter to the penthouse. I think everybody here should stand up and hail the new American dream.
What?
He achieved the American dream from the gutter to the penthouse without hitting the lottery. You know, a lot of rumors spreading about this mysterious benefactor he has. The fact of the matter is, Diamond Dallas Page went in the ring, went through 7 other men all by himself. I say, hail the new American dream.
Well, that remains to be seen. Diamond Dallas and the Pitbull Sergeant Craig Pittman to go one-on-one here. And don't forget, fans, we still have some tremendous action. Eric Bischoff, Bobby the Brain Heenan, and Steve Mongo McMichael, of course, will not be with him again this week. As you saw earlier, he is in training, preparing for the Great American Bash.
He's training all wrong, I'm telling you again.
Well, you never lifted weights before?
Yes,
of course you
he
did.
He should be going over wrestling moves, wrestling holds, working out with wrestling masters. He should have asked me. Whoa, Diamond went for one.
He sure did. And the Pitbull showing his tenacity and his quickness. Shoulder block takedown. Here's a lateral press.
There's one place Diamond doesn't want to be, on the mat with the Sarge. This guy, he is a mat expert, big cauliflower ears. The wrestling mat is this guy's home. McMichael should have went to Sergeant Pittman if he wants to learn wrestling moves. That's what's going to help the big dummy.
The hell was that?
Diamond Dallas asking the referee.
Yeah, but look at this. Look at the breathing room Pittman's giving Diamond Dallas Page. Again, he is softened up. He's not hard to the core anymore. And Teddy Long is the man that's ruined him, I'm telling you.
From the neutral position, back they go into a corner. There you see Randy Anderson, and I really appreciate Randy Anderson coming out here moments ago to help us out here. And well, he's a fine referee, and he's a good man. And how about that headbutt? Whoa! Outside goes Diamond Dallas.
The Diamond hit the floor. But again, hey, wait a minute, he's tangled up in the ropes there.
Yeah, too bad. It's the camera cable. The pit bull sending Diamond Dallas crashing through to the ring now. The pit bull is Mr. Intensity. Page trying to go outside again, I guess.
Well, he is outside. The referee should break this up. Oh, see, Diamond knows what he's doing. Know how to make the ring your friend. Make the ring your ally. That's a big secret. Diamond Dallas has accomplished that. He walked out the Battle Bowl champion.
Yeah, he sure did. Well, you have to wonder who this benefactor is.
I hear a lot of rumors. Personally, I think it's Kimberly. You know how women are, they'll dump one man and another one just to keep graduating up the ladder of success. I've been around the world 10 times.
The pit bull going for the code red.
He's going for it, but it's upside down.
You're right, he's got him turned on the front side.
I'm always right.
Teddy Long, you see, checking in. What's Teddy Long doing?
Get that busy body out of there.
Diamond Dallas pulling on Teddy Long and shoving Teddy Long down.
Long, he hit the retaining rail here.
The pit bull checking on his manager. Diamond cutter. Oh my, he got it on.
Hey,
1, 2, 3.
He got him.
What a win that was. I tell you, one thing about Diamond Dallas you got to agree with, here's the man that takes advantage of all the situations.
He takes advantage of it. He knows what he's doing. Again, Pittman made a mistake. Took his eyes off his opponent to check out his manager.
The Macho Man Randy Savage has been suspended indefinitely from all WCW televised events because of action over the past couple of months. Here's a look at one nutty Macho Man Randy Savage.
Or crazy man Randy Savage. Quite simply, he can no longer control himself. Mental anguish is his diagnosis. Other wrestlers can't stop him.
He jumped over all of them. Oh, and they all ducked out of the way. Trying to hold the Macho Man down.
The referees are defenseless.
Champions of all time resorting to tactics like that.
Look at this, the Macho Man Randy Savage wants to pull the trigger.
And WCW officials are out.
Mr. Savage, if you cannot control your behavior, perhaps you should seek professional help.
Really, you're telling me I need a psychiatrist? Well, I think that you need a psychiatrist.
The police are tired.
We'll talk about getting the people, the Macho Man Randy
Get him,
Savage.
Macho.
He shot out of that bathroom area like a rocket.
Come on, boys, let him go. Let him get at him.
It is beyond belief. He's had his bank account drained. His money has been thrown to the trash.
Throwing away the Macho Man's hard-earned money.
And he's been forced to pay for lavish meals at tables he'll never sit at. The Macho Man is crazy. He's dangerous to others and to himself. The Macho Man is lost.
Keep on until I get what I want in this. Here, dig it, yeah. I am the world heavyweight champion. I always have been, and I always will be. I dare somebody to come and take it from me. I dare you.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to more exciting action on Monday Nitro, live for 2 solid hours. We're back in the locker room area. I'm with Shark. Now, I thought you'd been with the Dungeon of Doom, but apparently you're not sharing a locker room with these gentlemen any longer.
All of a sudden, Jimmy Hart and the Taskmaster, real buddy, huh? Jimmy Hart brings a man in, Slamboree, and makes me lose the match. I'm not supposed to be upset. I'm in Jimmy Hart's face. The Giant comes, choke slams me. All of a sudden, Taskmaster says, I'm not in the dungeon anymore.
Wait a minute, has he officially thrown you out of the
He
dungeon?
threw me out. And Sullivan,
Tonight, I'm gonna hurt you. I am gonna win the World Championship Wrestling Heavyweight Championship. Tonight, I'm beating the Giant, and then I might eat Jimmy Hart up for dessert.
All right, I've seen you upset before, Shark, but this is a little atypical, I have to say, because all of a sudden now, it's the Giant, the WCW heavyweight title, and you're going to take a crack at Jimmy Hart?
All of a sudden, the Giant's the big man on campus. I'm the one that almost ended Hulkamania. Now, I'm going to end the Giant.
And speaking of Hulkamania, he has been hobnobbing with some of the tops in sports and entertainment. We've missed him here at World Championship Wrestling, but I want you to take a look at some of the celebrities Hulk Hogan's been spending time with lately.
He's American
Hulk Hogan is more than just the greatest champion in history. He's one of the most popular and recognized athletes in the world. Through the years, many from other walks of life have become his fans. When the Hulkster first arrived at WCW, he called on his longtime friend, boxer and TV star George Foreman to help him train.
Great, Hulk. You got that. You can take my shots. You can take anybody's shots. The man is ready.
And it was NBA superstar Shaquille O'Neal who was with him as he first won the WCW World title. At the Bash at the Beach last July, Dennis Rodman of the Chicago Bulls stood by Hogan during the fierce cage match. And Kevin Green, right before heading to the Super Bowl to meet the Cowboys, helped Hogan and Savage at the Clash of the Champions in Las Vegas.
Oh, yeah! Oh, yeah! Oh, yeah!
He devotes much of his free time to charities. Recently, he and boxing great Sugar Ray Leonard helped Shaquille O'Neal raise money for a worthy cause at Universal Studios, Florida.
Hulkamania is back, and don't forget it.
Yo, Hulkamaniacs, Hulk Hogan's back on a roll in the WCW, and all I got to say is Sugar Ray's the best there ever was.
And listen to this, Hulk is back to stay. Listen.
Not only does Hulkamania run wild in World Championship Wrestling, but in the entire sports and entertainment world as well.
Hello, everybody, and welcome to the second half, round 2 of WCW Nitro live on TNT. We're locked, cocked, and ready to roll with the hottest 2 hours on television today. Hello, everybody. I'm Eric Bischoff, along with Bobby the Brain Heenan. No Steve Mongo McMichael. Steve McMichael, as I'm sure you heard earlier on in the broadcast, our colleagues Tony Schiavone, Larry Zbyszko, I want to thank them for bringing you round 1 of Nitro. He alluded to the fact that these guys are in serious, and I mean serious, training.
They're not in training. You know where they are, Bishop? They're in some cheap motel room right now with the dresser in front of the door. They're both under the beds with that miserable little chihuahua, and they're looking at each other wondering, is Flair or Arn Anderson going to get their hands on us? Are they going to pull us out from under the bed? Are they going to spank us in the hallway? Yes, that very well could happen.
We'll find out at Great American Bash. By the way, we have decided we are not even going to dignify the interruption that occurred here earlier. He wants to come out and say something to me. Can thou look alike? I'm ready, willing, and able. But right now, we're going to bring the action, and we're going to kick it off. Second hour with the WCW World Heavyweight Champion, the Giant. And this is where the big boys play. I don't care what they say. Let's go to the ring.
Ladies and gentlemen, the next contest on Nitro is for the WCW World Heavyweight Championship, set for one fall. Introducing first the challenger from Tsunami, weighing over 500 pounds.
This guy has got his work cut out for him.
The Shark.
The Shark, a big man, but the Giant, so powerful, not only possesses the weight, 450 plus pounds, he has got the height, the leverage, the athletic ability to make him not only a mountain among men, but quite possibly the most superior athlete of his size in the history of our sport.
I suggest you get on the phone right now and call anybody you know. and tell them that this may be the first time in history you're ever going to see the Giant defend his title against a man that outweighs him. Shark outweighs this man, but this man packs the gold. He's the heavyweight champion of the world. He's WCW champion. Shark's going to have his work cut out for him.
Well, another man who is going to have his work cut out for him is Lex Luger, a man who backed in, so to speak, to a shot at the world heavyweight title thanks to the conspicuous antics of one Diamond Dallas Page, who won the Lord of the Ring contest, however will not, I repeat, will not get a shot at the title. That title shot awarded to one Lex Luger. But, you know, that brings up an interesting proposition here. What about Jimmy Hart? That puts him, he's a man in the middle. He's got Luger, he's got the Giant.
Well, I don't know if he really does have Luger. If you remember, they were handcuffed to each other. And something happened with that megaphone with the Stinger last time there. Luger gets the shot. I don't think Luger wanted Sting to win that match. I think he wanted to go in the back door like he did. Smart move on his part.
Well, we are into it here, and a lot of, well, we won't call it hate. We'll just call it resentment. A grudge match, if you will. The Shark, a man who thought that he was, well, he resided comfortably in the Dungeon of Doom, found out that the depths of their dirty work can go real deep. And the Shark on the receiving end of a chokeslam from that man. And he's hot. You heard the interview.
Boy, there's almost a ton of human being in that ring right there. Well over 1,000 pounds. That man's over 500 pounds. The Giant, the champion, close to 500 pounds, and they don't like each other.
No, they don't at all. Of course, we've seen the Shark and Big Bubba together in more places than one recently, but obviously no love lost between these two, and the big man is off his feet. 500 pounds, goes off his feet like a 180-pound man. This is incredible.
Look, he's standing on the Shark like he's standing on a curb. I'll tell you what can happen here. A couple things can happen. Shark can come out of this as the WCW heavyweight champion of the world, or he can be mounted over the mantelpiece at the Giant's house like a big fish, or he can go to Mrs. Paul's and be fish sticks.
And you see that boot right across the throat. That's one heck of a lot of fish sticks, by the way, Heenan.
That's a few packages you have to put in the deep fryer.
The Shark now going after the Giant. Double sledge behind the head. The Giant weathers the storm, takes two big clubbing forearms, three forearms from this 500-pound monster. And now the Giant, probably only one of the only men in WCW that can try to manhandle this man. Look at this! Look at
my goodness! Power! That man is well over 500 pounds, Big Shot. He's going to tip the Toledos at a good 525, 530, and the Giant picked him up like he was picking up a grain of...
I'll tell you what, Heenan, I was just about to say, I'll eat this desk if the Giant can pick him up and body slam him. He not only picked him up and slammed him, he didn't even break a sweat in the process.
And he turned him. He didn't get him up there. He didn't bend his knees. He didn't have any trouble. He muscled him up from the waist up, which is sheer power. That is why this man right there, the Giant, is the WCW heavyweight champion.
Lex Luger, what are you going to do at the Great American Bash? What kind of strategy could you possibly employ to try to defeat this man?
Well, if you remember, Bischoff, just a couple weeks back, the Giant took Lex Luger by the throat, knocked over the candelabras, the champagne, the ice buckets, and picked Lex Luger up and jammed him right through a table. And Luger swore that would never happen again. He says, the next time I get in the ring with that man, I'm walking out the champion.
And now, the Shark gouging the eyes, digging into the face of the world heavyweight champion, the Giant, a man who you can be sure the great Hulk Hogan is watching closely. Hulk Hogan, we saw a quick look at him a little earlier. You can bet the Hulkster looking on at everything that's going on here tonight in this inaugural 2-hour broadcast of WCW Monday Nitro Live on TNT, and we'll be coming to you each and every week from this point forward. The first hour at 8 o'clock, the second hour starting approximately at 8:50 each and every week here on TNT.
And it gets hotter. The second hour, you have to wear asbestos. Look at this. Look at this.
Look at that! Big boot comes up. 500 pounds, ready to launch off the middle turnbuckle. Will he take him off his feet? He does, but barely. And now, the Shark redeeming himself, getting his just dessert. And I mean dessert.
Jimmy knows what he's doing here. Jimmy sacrificed himself for the Giant. What a great combination there.
No.
Choke slam!
body slammed him. Heenan, he picked him up with one hand, stuck him like a thumbtack, and got the 3 count.
Boy, did he ever. There he is, the WCW heavyweight champion of the world. Pick that man up.
What's Bubba doing in here? What's he doing? They're gonna cut his hair.
Oh no.
They're cutting his hair off.
The Dungeon of Doom is tattooing this man. The Dungeon of Doom are leaving his mark. Kevin Sullivan, the Taskmaster, believe me, has sent Bubba in there, the new Bubba in there, to disgrace and dishonor the man Shark, the man he fired.
Look at this, they're shaving his head. And it looks to me like they're not even shaving, they're shaving half his head.
Well, it doesn't really matter with that head. You just shave as much as you can. Things like a Brunswick bowling ball.
They are shaving his head. This is a disgrace. This is the most disgraceful thing that one wrestler can do to another. And it's
what they should do is not shave his head. That's a disgrace. They should just pull the hair out in lumps. That's what I'd do if I was in the position that they have to be in. They're sending a message. Look at that. Half his hair cut. Only half his head.
Max taking on Lex Luger for the WCW World Television title. Coming up next. What is going to happen next? All right, welcome back. We are live coming to you on TNT. I want to let you know that before the end of the hour, we were pretty rudely interrupted here. He wants to call me a Ken doll or a weatherman. He can do that, I guess. He wants to have his piece. He'll have it right here tonight. Let's see what kind of challenge this group has got to issue to WCW. But right now, the World Television title up for grabs. Max to step in the ring with a man who is going to get a shot at the Giant at Great American Bash. We are talking about Lex Luger. In case you just joined us, the Giant defeats the Shark. Big Bubba comes in and shaves half his head live on national television. We have got one heck of a broadcast here tonight. The Macho Man Randy Savage. Ric Flair has driven this guy absolutely out of his mind. He is barred from any television appearances in WCW. He can, however, take up any argument he wants to in any arena around the country. And you can bet the Macho Man is going to take advantage of any opportunity that comes his way to do that, Heenan.
Well, I think it's only a matter of time till they have to stop him completely, get him out of WCW, put him in a straitjacket, give him some shock treatments, put him in the padded cell, and lock him in the Enchanted Cottage and just leave him there. The man is crazy, and I don't think he can be brought back.
Well, absolutely nobody questioning whether or not the Macho Man Randy Savage is nuts. A lot of people, on the other hand, have questioned whether or not Lex Luger is everything he appears to be, and he has proven his most ardent detractors wrong. This man is one of Sting's best friends.
And the man is also the television champion. The man is also one half, along with Sting, WCW Tag Team Champions. And there's Big Max with 2 X's. This man could knock off Sting. Look at the size of him. He is hungry, he's young, and he needs a victory over a guy like this to propel himself up that ladder. No doubt about that.
Lex Luger, one of the premier athletes in WCW, indeed, where, yes, thank you very much, the big boys do play. And Max. Nice haircut, Max.
Yeah, if you're going to the chair.
Say whatever you want about him. He is one tough, powerful individual.
Let's say it to him on the phone.
And could score an upset here, an upset victory over the World Television Champion. Not a loss that Lex Luger would want to have hovering over his head this close to the Great American Bash. Coming to you live from Baltimore and exclusively on pay-per-view June 16th. Luger versus the Giant, the world title match. We've been talking a lot about Steve McMichael and Kevin Green, and yes, Kevin Green is scheduled to appear on the Jay Leno show tomorrow night. You can bet he and Jay Leno will be talking a lot about the Great American Bash. They're going to be taking on Ric Flair and Arn Anderson. The Cruiserweight title on the line. Rey Mysterio Jr. breaking his way into WCW to challenge for the Cruiserweight title. Malenko's championship. But right now it is Lex Luger and Max. A lot of power in there, Heenan.
Well, there's a lot of power. You know something, and Luger can't take this guy easy, because a guy like this, as big as he is, look at that, just takes Luger down, and Luger knows the strength of this man. That's why he backed up. He's taking his time now.
Now, does he want Max to think he's stronger than he is? Does he give him some false confidence, or is he just luring him in to eat him up? Luger can do that. And this man could walk out the new heavyweight champion of the world when he gets in there with the Giant. He has to beat the Giant. The Giant don't have to beat him. He's got a big task. But you know as well as I, he's a very, very proud man. Owns 2 titles already, and he could do it.
Lex Luger circling to his right, Max taking his time, and that's one thing that he has to do. He can't let the more experienced, more confident Lex Luger control the pace of this contest. If he does, Luger will eat him up like this afternoon's lunch.
Real quick.
Running clothesline, and down goes Max. Lex Luger now at the top of his game, a physical specimen coming off the ropes. Hands up, and a power body slam, and Max drops him hard, covers him, but Lex Luger, too much stamina, too much power, too much endurance, but he better get the heck off the floor, or he's going to be too much of a floor mat.
Well, Max wasted a little time there. He covered him. He caught him in that scoop slam. He should have really hooked that leg and gone for it there. He had Luger. He had the air out of him. But the great conditioning that Luger's in, he came back. He just wasted a little too much time, and there could be a 3-pointer.
No, he wants to come out here. He can wait to the end of the hour. He can wait to the end of the hour. Get him the heck out of here. Get him the heck out. All right, back with you. Apologize for the interruption.
I don't know what's going on.
We have got a wrestling program to bring to you. No more interruptions. I'll let him speak at the end of the hour. Right now, you have got Max hammering away at the back of the total package, Lex Luger.
He can't do cute things with Luger. He's got to use all his strength. Luger's in great, probably the best condition in this sport, and that's what Max has to do. He's got him by about 30, 40 pounds. He's got to use that weight because Luger's got the experience. He's been there. He's a champion. He's been the heavyweight champion of the world before. He almost had him there.
And Max now hooks the leg. He should have gone over the top with a reverse half Nelson, controlled the head and neck area, but he didn't. He gave Luger too much room to move, and that's exactly what Luger did. And again, rather than going around the back of the head into a reverse half, he covers the arm. Too much latitude there for Luger to roll the shoulder drops. Oh, man, and that'll slow you down.
Too nonchalant, though. You're not going to beat Luger with a move like that. You can drop an elbow on Luger, but if you want to pin him, you better hook that leg. You better get Luger where he can't move.
This reminder again coming up at the Great American Bash, exclusively on pay-per-view, in addition to the NFL taking on WCW with Kevin Green and Steve McMichael taking on Arn Anderson and Ric Flair. Cover 1, 2. There's been too many times that Lex Luger's been on the receiving end of a cover here, and a count by Max. Still to come in the hour, Sting and Scott Steiner, a match a lot of people didn't think would happen.
Well, you know, Steiner is so powerful. One thing's been bugging me in my mind for the last week. Eric, you seem to think that microphone got out of the hands of Jimmy Hart and Luger. I still think Luger nailed Sting with it deliberately.
No. I think we did. Oh, man. Perfect timing on the boot. You're going to stop the train with that one. And that's did you see? Nice camera work. That loaded forearm. That loaded forearm that has defeated so many people, including Yokozuna. Dropped him like a sack of rocks. That one put right on the chin. Had he hit him between the eyes, he'd have taken him out for good.
Oh!
Body slam.
Boy, he barely got him. He almost lost him. That's a lot of weight coming off that rope. This Max is well over 325 pounds. And Luger's pretty much having his way with him. Luger knows he's in there with a big man, but nothing like he's going to be in. Is he going to get it? Is he going to get him? No, never.
No, he's too tired. No, he's not.
Oh, my goodness.
No, he's not. Anytime you doubt the total package, Lex Luger, be prepared to be surprised, because this man is still the world television champion, and along with Sting, one half of the World Tag Team Champion.
Well, what Luger did right there is he sent a message to the Giant. He went down and got something extra. He showed the world, I can pick this man up. This man at well over 300 and some pounds, put him on my back.
Get a good look, Giant. You could be in the torture rack, and I could become champion of the world.
Well, Gene Okerlund is standing by. Let's go to him now.
All right, very impressive here tonight on WCW Monday Nitro for the total package. Lex Luger, as you probably no doubt know, on June the 16th in Baltimore, Maryland at the Great American Bash. Lex Luger, the total package, is the man who is going to be getting the shot at the Giant for the WCW heavyweight title. But Lex Luger, I want to go back in time. I don't know if you want to speculate on your chances against the Giant, but this is a very unique opportunity, and especially the way you got it.
What do you mean the way I got it?
Well, all of a sudden, Diamond Dallas Page was denied the title shot, and obviously the championship committee put you in the driver's seat, so to speak.
Gene, I don't make the matches. WCW officials make the matches, and nobody, I mean nobody, wants the Giant more than the total package, because we know what happened to me last time we wrestled.
As a matter of fact, I want to just for the record go back and take a look. This has got to be one of the most awesome things I have ever seen. You talk about his display of strength, but to choke slam you into that table is unbelievable.
Unbelievable isn't the word. We're all out here wrestling, trying to make a living, put food on the table. Giant, I cannot believe that you did that to the total package.
Well, what do you mean you can't believe it?
He didn't try to win a match. Giant, you tried to take me out. But the mistake that's come about from all this is I'm still standing here, and this guy here was a big man. I just put him in the rack. I want every big man WCW's got before I wrestle the Giant, because the Giant paybacks are a you-know-what, and it's coming your way.
All right, thank you very much, Lex Luger. Please, ladies and gentlemen, do not mistake the size of the Giant for the size of this man we just saw in the ring. For Luger to put him in the rack would almost be an impossible mission. That is going to be June the 16th, Baltimore, Maryland, head-to-head at the Great American Bash. Eric Bischoff, let's get back to you in the brain.
Thanks, Gino, and that again exclusively on pay-per-view. But right here, coming up next, Hard Work Bobby Walker, Brad Armstrong, Cruiserweight Contenders, and Sting faces his buddy, Scott Steiner. You got it, right here on Nitro Live. All right, welcome back. We are live. We are coming to you on TNT, this inaugural 2-hour broadcast. And coming up next, very interesting matchup. Hard Work Bobby Walker, a prodigy, if you will, of the Power Plant. The WCW Power Plant is featured in Life magazine on ABC's Good Morning America. A man who has been training hard, probably harder than anybody else, thereby the handle, Hard Work Bobby Walker. But he is stepping in there today against a man who is, without question, one of the most recognized of the cruiserweight contenders, Brad Armstrong, a man who has made a name for himself all over the world. A very likable young man with an impressive record here and abroad. Bobby Heenan, how do you see the matchup?
You know, and Armstrong here went all the way to the championship. He went all the way to the top of that cruiserweight tournament. And I'll tell you something, Hard Work Bobby Walker is going to learn a lot more being in the ring with Armstrong. He's going to learn a lot more when Armstrong starts rubbing his nose in that mat than he would if he beat this man. He will do his homework and learn from this match. Armstrong's had too much experience.
Yes, he does. But you got to give him credit. He's in there, and he is going to try to impress the WCW Executive Committee best he can. And in case you just joined us, you may have heard that we were rudely interrupted here earlier on in the broadcast. Not only am I not going to dignify the interruption by mentioning the individual involved, I certainly don't want to incur the wrath of any legal teams that are hovering around like vultures anywhere, so we won't name names. Everybody knows who he is. He wants to say his piece, he can do so, but he can do it at the end of this broadcast, not now. And you have got Brad Armstrong in there backing Hard Work Bobby Walker into the corner. And one of the things that we hear from some of the other athletes training down at the Power Plant is this guy studies tape. He studies film. He not only spends a tremendous amount of time conditioning, wrestling, getting to know every square inch of that mat, Bobby Heenan, he studies film like he's preparing for a thesis. You know what that is?
Yes, I know what film is.
No, a thesis.
A thesis. She used to.
No, it's not a thesis.
Didn't dance with the monkey?
Never mind.
No, that was the one in Cleveland.
No.
Anyway, I'll tell you this, Bobby Walker, he gets to the power plant about hour, half hour, 45 minutes before it even opens and stays until 2, 3 in the morning. He works out constantly. Obviously, he's got nothing else to do.
Referee now trying to break it up. These two cruiserweights in the corner. Two cruiserweight contenders, one of which is a serious seasoned veteran, the other a rookie. The rookie now, hard work Bobby Walker in the corner. Both men, you can bet, will be watching at the Great American Bash. Hard work now, trying to land on his feet, goes up to the top rope. High risk maneuver, cross body block. 1, 2, and no. Brad Armstrong too quick for him. Half Nelson attempt here. Half Nelson, he lost it though, cover. And hard work Bobby Walker able to bench press him. Look at that arm drag take over into an arm bar. I was about to say both of these men, you bet, we'll be watching Rey Mysterio Jr., the challenger at the Great American Bash, a second-generation wrestler, stepping in there with another second-generation wrestler, the man of 1,000 holds, and a lot of people call him the Iceman because he is one cold, calculating individual. We're talking about Dean Malenko.
I'm wondering about those two football players, what's going through their mind right now. I mean, they realize there's no football pads, there's no helmet, there's no 75-year-old official with a striped shirt on and a little whistle and a handkerchief in his back pocket. You're going to be in there, I'm talking about McMichaels and Green, they're going to be in there without the chihuahua, without pads, with Ric Flair. 13 times this man has been to the mountain. Arn Anderson, they don't come any tougher. I mean, what are these two gridiron greats going to do? Come on, give me a...
They're going to dig in, and they're going to fight for their lives. And in Steve McMichael's case, he's going to fight for his wife's honor. This guy, Flair, has really been running off at the mouth. And in the meantime, hard work Bobby Walker knows what it's like to be in there with some of WCW's best. Brad Armstrong.
Now, you know how Flair is spending all the money Miss Elizabeth has from Randy Macho Man Savage. Now, think about this. McMichaels is due to have a pension pretty soon from the NFL.
Yeah.
Now, with Brenda and Flair, when she gets all that money, can you imagine the good time Flair's going to have on the NFL's pension plan? It'd be great.
Maybe Flair's agenda here is to try to distract and drive McMichaels nuts the way he's done so successfully with the Macho Man Randy Savage, a man who couldn't even buy a ticket to get in this building tonight and wrestle anybody. This guy is barred from television appearances. And you can bet that's going to even drive him nuttier. Cover, 1, 2.
Nah.
Brad Armstrong just too quick for him. And you got to hand it to Brad Armstrong. He wants a shot at Dean Malenko, and he's going to make sure he gets it here tonight. Backslide here. Hard work, Bobby Walker. 1, 2, and a roll out by Brad Armstrong. Armstrong up again. His balance superb. His timing excellent. His experience undeniable. This man, Armstrong, is going to have to add endurance to that list because this guy, hard work. Ooh, and hard work. It's the only bad thing about a high-risk maneuver. They can come back to haunt you.
He won't be dancing up the wall with Fred Astaire either.
1, 2, 3. He got him.
No, he didn't.
He got him.
No, that was 2. He got him. He got him.
I'll tell you what, he may have been a little off balance off the top rope. Did you see how quick he was getting up there? And I thought for sure Brad Armstrong must have been thinking, no, man, this guy doesn't have his balance. He can't possibly launch with any kind of impact. And that is exactly what Walker did. Just when you thought he was on shaky footing and on shaky ground and was going nowhere, he launched it, he landed it, and he got an upset victory right here on Nitro. Congratulations to the prodigy from the power plant. And we got to go to a break.
His shoulder was up, though.
No, it wasn't, man. He was down hard. All right, we are back. We are back live, and what a broadcast we have had so far. The inaugural 2-hour edition of WCW Monday Nitro Live on TNT. Each and every week, we will bring you 2 hours of the finest here in WCW. And I tell you what, the Shark had his head shaved by Big Bubba.
Half his head.
Half his head.
Half his head. Shaving half his head's better than none. That's the way to look at it.
We have had an interruption here that has all of us quite taken aback, and he wants to talk. He'll get his shot at the end of the broadcast, depending on whether or not he can I don't know. I don't know how to handle this one. The Macho Man Randy Savage.
You know what's so
not
dangerous
so conspicuous by his absence, I might add.
But I'll tell you what's so really, really dangerous about this man. Instead of WCW pulling him in the office and saying, look, you're done for 6 months, you have to go for medical help, and dropping it as that. They barred him from the television buildings. They barred him from television. He's outside pacing like a caged animal, like a loose, not a caged animal, like an animal in the wild, like a tiger, like a lion, like a panther. He's out walking up and down, and he's just seething inside. He's just getting madder. He is going to explode, and I don't want to be around when that happens.
Nobody does, and in a way he is a caged animal. The problem is he's outside of the cage. He can't get in.
Well, he's caged himself. He's living inside of himself, and he wants to burst out, and he wants to put his hands, his claws, his paws around the neck of the Nature Boy, Ric Flair. But Flair's busy right now spending his money.
Lord Steven Regal now and Alex Wright, our next contest here on Nitro. And you know, you look at what's going on here tonight, you look at the devastation created by the Giant. You've got to wonder, Hulk Hogan, he may be traveling around the world, he may be doing a lot of things for charities and hanging out with guys like Sugar Ray Leonard and Shaquille O'Neal, but you can bet the great Hulk Hogan watching closely at everything that is going on here on Nitro and in WCW.
Well, one good thing, at least him and his buddy Shaquille can watch the finals in the NBA in a couple weeks, because Shaquille won't be in it.
Yeah, I'll tell you another guy that's getting real close to the NBA is, well, two of them, the Nasty Boys, hanging out with Dennis Rodman.
That should just about ruin Dennis Rodman. What's left of him.
I'll tell you what, I talked to Brian Knobbs last night. He says, man, this guy's a ghoul. He stays out all night long. I can't even keep up with him. That says a lot coming out of Brian Knobbs.
You know why he stays out all night? He's not allowed out in the daylight.
Steve Regal, Alex Wright. Alex Wright, a tremendous young prospect here in WCW. Very young athlete. A man who shows a lot of promise, but and you look at Steven Regal, you know, you talk about experience. Here is a guy that has wrestled all over the world in all kinds of conditions. He actually wrestled in the tar pits of India when he was 17 years old. He's wrestled for food. You see the guy standing on the street corner, it says they work for food. This guy's had to wrestle for it. And look at that, tremendous takeovers by Alex Wright. You talk about speed, you talk about agility, you talk about young up-and-coming stars. This is where it's all going on right here in WCW.
And they're coming from all over the world,
Yes,
from England, from Germany, you name them. They got them coming from Mexico.
Invited and uninvited, I might add. And speaking of uninvited, we got to do it anyway. There's a break coming up, but we'll be right back. Hang in there. Oh, no.
You can't pin him there, you idiot. Get him back in the ring if you want him. You know, what's going to happen with this other guy?
I don't know.
Our world is about to change. It's a brave new world. Enter the realm. Blood runs cold. Each of us burns the fury of the warrior.
And welcome back. We are in the match, the middle of the match. Alex Wright, Lord Steven Regal, coming your way. And hey, I want to take this opportunity to say a good hello to a good fan, a viewer, regular viewer of WCW, Dave Redicott, out in Washington, watching each and every week like so many people do from coast to coast. Thanks for watching, Dave, and look forward to seeing you next time you happen to be in.
He's a rent-a-cop.
No, Redicott.
I thought you said he's a rent-a-cop.
No, not a rent-a-cop.
One of those guys that stand out the Dairy Queens and keep the traffic moving with the two-cell flashlight.
Impossible.
Well, I don't know. It's just a stab in the dark.
Lord Steven Regal now with a European uppercut. Alex Wright from Germany. Easy for him to fire back with one of his own. Fires back with two. Inverted drop toe hold drop toe hold takedown. And into a crossface and an open palm.
Come on.
And now intimidation for the more seasoned veteran.
You know, you talk about the respect everybody, and we all have for our great cruiser champion, Dean Malenko, but this man knows a lot of ways to take you down, too, his lordship, Steven Regal.
Take a look. I don't mean to interrupt you, Bobby, but take a look how he rotates that forearm along the inside of the cheekbone in that headlock. He's not only holding on to the head, he's trying to punish that outside cheekbone, and then fires away with an uppercut forearm.
Well, what that does is that'll swell both your eyes up. And if you can't hurt a man, if you can't see him.
Ooh, belly-to-belly suplex.
He got him.
No, he didn't. No, he didn't. Still to come, the Stinger. One half of the World Tag Team Champions stepping into the ring with Scott Steiner, his good friend. Kick to the side of the head here, and this, the intrusion that took place earlier, cover one. He'll have his opportunity to say whatever is on his mind. I do take exception and want to apologize to any of the fans that heard some of the comments earlier, you know, to come out here and make fun or refer to Billionaire Ted and the Nacho Man and Scheme Gene is one thing, but no need to insult the fans. But anyway, he'll have his opportunity in just a little bit here on Nitro. In the meantime, Lord Steven Regal working over the younger, greener, if you will, Alex Wright. Alex Wright in the corner. He needs to fight out of that corner if he stands any chance here to defeat Lord Steven Regal.
You know, everybody's been talking about a match coming up with Scott Steiner and Sting. I don't know if they've ever met, but a lot of the wrestlers in the back they're not leaving, they're sticking around. They want to watch this one. I don't know if these men have ever been in the ring against each other, or if they've been in a tag together, or what's going on.
Oh, Bobby, did you see that? He reached back into the cheap seats, unloaded a European uppercut that just about took Regal out of his boots.
Hit him right in his tea and crumpets.
It's a good thing he tied those boots on tight. Look out, here he comes. Nice move. Regal in trouble.
He barely made it. Had he hung on, had he got him good, he could have scored the 1-2-3, or he had him. Just a little bit off on his dive.
Top wrist lock here with the cover. Regal, so smart, so intelligent in the way he approaches the match, and he knows now what he needs to do is fatigue the younger Alex Wright.
Want to come and take some
you know where I get a hold of Kevin Green?
People like me.
I like
right now, I think you can find him down at the power plant.
Okay, I'd like to leave him a phone book.
Why? What do you mean the phone book?
Well, not to call anybody. He can put it in the seat of his trunks, so when Flair starts spanking him, it won't hurt that much.
Get out of town. Let me tell you something. You're selling him way too short, partner. Kevin Green, Steve McMichael, intense.
Well, when they're done with Kevin Green and his football career, he'll be able to sit nude on lumber and tell you if it's pine, birch, or wood.
Yeah, we'll find out. June 16th, the Great American Bash, exclusively on pay-per-view. And this one is getting exciting. Alex Wright, perfectly executed, well-timed, right on the button. A drop kick that sent Regal to the deck and sent him to the deck hard. Regal trying to get up, and he is stunned and dazed. Alex Wright is fatigued. That's what Regal has been trying to do. Fatigue the younger athlete. Win the battle of attrition. And so far, it hasn't worked. It's not working now, Heenan.
But that did take a lot out of Alex Wright, because he did not go in for the cover. Hits him with a big backdrop here, but doesn't cover him.
Timing is everything, Heenan. He wants to make sure he's down.
Yeah, don't waste your time, sauerkraut breath. Go get him. Oh!
Running elbow, and Alex Wright in control of the contest this far. Don't forget, jump spin, jump wheel kick, standing wheel kick, cover 1, 2, and didn't get the 3 count. The Stinger, Scott Steiner on deck. We have got a loaded Nitro coming your way.
And this just isn't 2 hours tonight. It's going to be every Monday night.
And backbridge with a hook, 2, 3. He got him. He's hurt. Alex Wright was hurt. Holding the back of his head.
Well, he made a valiant try. He gave his best. He did the best he could. He worked his tail off. But sorry, sucker, wasn't good enough.
Just when I thought you had an ounce of respect running through those veins of yours, I thought you were going to say something decent about Alex Wright.
Not me.
Now let's see if we can get another look at this. Brought to you by Sony PlayStation.
Okay.
Killer of hopes, smasher of egos. Not unlike Bobby Heenan, I might add.
Okay, I'll show you how kind I can be. Alex Wright with a great move. Backfired. He didn't get to put it the way he wanted it. The 1, 2, 3. He goes down the feet. Such a sad shame for Alex Wright. Poor competitor, but his whole family's uglier than him. How's that? See, I didn't make the guy that bad.
You almost had it, didn't you? You almost had me. Let's go now to Mean Gene Okerlund.
Thank you, Eric. With me, Lord Steven Regal. Most impressive, I must say, against this youngster, just barely 20 years old. But the one thing that the fans bring out to me as I travel around the country, Lord Steven Regal, is the way you feel about Americans. Apparently, you have some adverse feelings toward us.
Listen to me, you miserable little toad. You telling me how to act my life is like Quasimodo telling somebody how to bloody walk straight.
Let me point out.
Now I have your attention. It's Memorial Day. My father will be so pleased I beat. We have got
a world champion here in WCW that's a bloody escapee from Barnum and Bailey's. We've got bloody Savage running around thinking he's some kind of hard man. If you didn't notice, 2 weeks ago, I put the toughest man in wrestling out of the bloody game. Then, we've got somebody from another wrestling organization wanting to take on war. Don't forget who's within Sunshine, because I'm going nowhere, and it's time I had my bloody say in what goes on around here.
You know, I should point out, just for the record, the affection that these fans have for you. I couldn't help but notice the one youngster here giving you half a peace sign. I don't think they think that highly of your personality, your wrestling skills notwithstanding.
When you are a significant grappler as myself, you are not bothered by such meager peasants, and that means you, Sunshine. Now, to prove myself, I am going to make a statement, a challenge if you wish, to the man they call the franchise. If I beat this man, and you, Mr. Sting, I hope you're listening, I will then be held within some esteem here and maybe get a shot at this bloody circus freak that we have as a champion. I want that painted-faced bloody clown.
Please,
right in this
thank you very much.
Possible.
Take it to the championship committee, please. I can't stand the heat. Rick, let's get back to you.
All right, thanks, Mean Gene. And coming up next, the Stinger steps into the ring with his good buddy, Scott Steiner. Will it be the...
Not tonight.
Oh, this is going to be a good one. Stay with us. We'll be right back. All right, welcome back. We are live. The main event coming your way. Scott Steiner, the Stinger. Two friends, two athletes, two men who have been champions here before. And this one, Heenan, is going to be interesting.
And I'll tell you, there's a lot of importance here in this match, because Sting is up there for a lot of titles. One half of the World Tag Team Champions, a win by Scott Steiner, going to elevate him and his brother right up to that #1 position, and it's just going to do nothing but elevate him if he beats a man like Stinger, and plus it helps Sting a lot if he can knock off a guy like Scott Steiner. A lot of importance here in this match.
Well, I'll tell you what, and you can bet the Stinger just heard the comments from Steven Regal. What do you call him? A painted-faced circus geek?
Something like that. Something like that.
Now, he wants a match with the Stinger. I'm sure the Stinger very happy to oblige. Check in to WCW Saturday night.
Well, there he is.
Eastern this Saturday night, and we'll find out just what the Stinger has to say. Listen to this crowd react.
Well, like his lordship says, if the paint fits, smear it.
And the Stinger.
Oh, he just hit Ric Flair's VIP section and waxed 2 pieces of cheese.
The Stinger makes his way to the ring, and the little Stingers standing around react. You betcha, buddy. The Stinger is in the house. And you talk about a physical contest. You talk about wrestling at its best. You're going to see it right here in the main event. And yes, indeed, part 2 of what we will call the interruption. What kind of challenge could this group have here?
Hey, you're on your own. Let me tell you something about Scott Steiner right here and Sting. Something very, very important right here. Scott Steiner has been in tag matches with his brother for years. I'm not sure how many single matches he's had.
Not a lot.
Sting has had a lot of single matches, but lately he's been teamed with Lex Luger, his partner, a lot. So now this is pretty even. You got to give the power to Scott Steiner, but you got to give the experience to Stinger.
I would say the experience, and right now the self-confidence. In a singles contest, I'd have to agree with you. The self-confidence would have to go in the Stinger's corner. Man, don't sell Stinger short when it comes to power.
And don't forget, Scott Steiner is one half of the Steiner brothers. So that means he's only got half a mind. So they're both half-wits. So they're really not thinking 100% at any given time without each other there.
You know, Rick's going to be out here in just a little bit.
My buddy Rick Steiner, one of the greatest athletes I've ever seen in my life.
You are so incredible.
No, I wasn't talking about Rick Steiner. I'm talking about Rick Murphy. The other guy, you don't know him.
Yeah. Scott Steiner.
Very impressive, very powerful.
Steiner, been around the world. Rick Steiner, Scott Steiner have made a name for themselves in Japan, where they are probably the #1 tag team in Japan, and quite possibly the #2 tag team here, second only to, of course, the World Tag Team Champions.
And they could become the World Tag Team Champions. Just give them the opportunity. They've been there before.
Oh! kind of power, that's the kind of explosive power that Sting represents and brings to the ring. He has got so much strength in his legs, and it's so quick. He'll never win a bodybuilding contest, but I'll tell you what, he can really launch when he needs to.
Sting can stand there, look you right in the eye, jump up, and part your hair with both feet at the same time. The man's that agile, that much in shape. Look at this, look at this.
Right down on the concrete floor.
Look, his knee could have hit that bottom rail. He could be out of it. He could be on the shelf. He could be crippled. He could be done. Those kind of moves are too dangerous.
You know,
you're going to see him here.
You know what's interesting, Bobby, is these guys, really, they're putting their friendship to the side. They've approached this match from the beginning of the match. As soon as that bell rang, they didn't play around here. They didn't high-five each other. I mean, no sign. You really wouldn't know that these two guys are friends if you didn't know them outside of the ring.
I think they have that mutual respect for each other. They may be friends and say hi and shake hands, but pal, when you're in here right now, everybody wants the biggest share of that purse. You want to go on the win. That's what you're in this thing for. You're not on any buddy system or anything like football players do. This is where men play. Big time.
Belly-to-belly suplex. And Sting moving a little slow. This is where those high-impact takeovers, takedowns, we're talking about the belly-to-backs, the back-to-back suplexes, the gut-wrench suplexes, the Frankensteiners. Those are the kind of moves that the Steiners employ that can really hurt you.
I thought Sting was going to set him up and then move out of the way. Sting's had his bell rung. No doubt about it. And Steiner's just minutes away from beating him if he wants. He's all yours for the taking, but you got to get him in that ring.
How many times have you said that and been wrong?
Well, Sting.
Cover. One, and you may be right.
Well, he's not. Sometimes he cheats.
Something wrong with your mic?
No.
I did bring a backup, by the way. We always bring backup to WCW. Hey! Shoulder into the chest. Knee into the midsection. Oh, if your mic goes out, we've got an extra one right under the table. No problem. Oh, man! He took him right. He took him right off his feet. And he'll be spitting teeth for the rest of the evening. I'm talking about Scott Steiner. He got hammered with that foot. Uh-oh. Payback.
And believe me, his lordship, Steven Regal, is watching this very, very closely. He threw out a challenge to the Stinger. Hasn't been answered yet, and I doubt it will be, but he's watching. Believe me, he is watching.
Scotty Steiner moves in, hooks a leg. Yeah! Oh, man. Nick Patrick looked like he hurt his hand on that count.
Come on, referee. Didn't your father ever teach you to count to 3? Well, maybe not that family. Uh-oh.
Steiner now going for the STF. Steps over. He's got the leg. He's got the crossface. This is a punishing submission hold. What Steiner's trying to do now is get Sting's head pointing in the other direction.
So look at Sting. He's going to be like a Great Dane. He's going to be able to scratch behind his ear with his back foot.
Now, see what he's got here. Steiner has really got the pressure on the left side of Sting's face. What he needs to do is work that crossface across the right side of the face, get his head turned, and pull the neck up as he's putting the pressure on. Sting, of course, trying to block it. He wants to keep his head right where it is. It's the only defensive position that Sting has at this point. It's either that or get to the ropes in a hurry.
And there's a lot of pressure being put on that leg right now. He released it. See, there's still friendship here. If it had been anybody else, Luger wouldn't have, Steiner would not have released that hold.
Submission attempt again.
And believe me, Lex Luger's watching this too, because his partner, one half of the tag team championship with him, is in there with one of the Steiners. Look, he's trying to dislocate that shoulder. Look at the muscular power in that.
Well, he's trying to take out the shoulder and the elbow. It's going against the grain here. And now, he's got the cover. He's got it locked. Stinger's in trouble here.
He's got to roll up on that shoulder. Don't let that shoulder get pinned. The farthest shoulder away from him, keep that shoulder up. Little things you learn and you know.
Scott Steiner. Both men now showing a little bit of fatigue here. Scoop, slam. Stinger has got to get it going. He's got to get it going.
Notice Scott Steiner is not going in for the kill. He's not going in for the pin. Why? Is that mutual respect or is he just stupid? I mean, he's not going to get nothing from Sting that Sting don't give him. Take what you want, pal. If you want him, beat him. Oh!
Yes! And the stinger.
Oh.
Referee now beginning to count both men. Interesting, no Lex Luger, no Rick Steiner. And that, I might add, is probably what's adding to the validity of this contest, because it's just two athletes, two individuals, with no outside interference. And nobody there, nobody there.
He's got him here.
Uh-oh. Dragon suplex up and over, didn't lock.
He folded him like a chair.
Oh, wait a minute. Stinger's hurt. No, wait a minute. The crowd reacting here.
Oh, it's Luger.
And Luger is out.
You never know who it's going to be.
Just when we thought.
Luger's up to something. No doubt in my mind. Lex Luger. Here comes the bright one of the team.
We could have a free-for-all here. Now, hopefully, we can maintain some decorum, some control here. Let these two athletes fight it out in the ring.
Luger engineered this, though. He made the first step out.
I'll give you you're doing that one. You're absolutely right.
But he's not doing nothing yet. He's just standing there. Sting's going for a ride.
Sting is in trouble here, and there's nowhere for him to go but down.
Right on the small of his back.
And he went down hard. And Scott Steiner feeling like he's got control of this thing. Rick Steiner out, Lex Luger out so far. They appear to be content to watch from the outside and not interfere. Let's hope it stays that way, because so far this has been a clean match. No controversy, just two tremendous athletes. Frankensteiner, he missed it. He missed it. You don't see that very often. And here comes the Scorpion Deathlock. The Stinger.
Nah, he's in the ropes. He's in the ropes.
And a clean break.
Now's when Sting's got to put the boots to him. Got to start ripping at his eyes, tearing at an ear, pulling his hair. Keep him down. Keep stomping him. Don't let him loose.
Scott Steiner, and it gets reversed. Stinger! Pile driver.
Unfortunately, he dropped him on his head. It probably didn't hurt him.
2.
He got him.
Nope.
Boy, this could have gone either way.
Oh! And it may still. It isn't over yet.
Luger's still out there on the floor, pacing back and forth.
Stinger hurting here. He took 2 knees right to the midsection.
Boy, they're in great shape. There's no doubt about that. But this match has taken its toll. They have been at each other since the beginning.
Sting now trying to block. Scott Steiner trying to get him up over the top rope, and it gets reversed. Oh, and Stinger holds onto the rope, keeping himself from going out onto the concrete. Now both men outside of the ring. Oh, man, hey, no. We thought we were going to keep it clean here. And Lex Luger, an insurance policy to that fact, but Rick Steiner taking exception to it. It's hitting the fan here. It is hitting the fan here.
Now you don't want to get on the floor and start fighting Rick Steiner. Run for your life. It's going to break loose right now.
That's not what we wanted here. And now, whoa, wait a minute.
Well, Luger instituted this. I mean, he engineered all this. He started it. He got up in everybody's face. And Sting isn't going to be happy.
No. This is not what we wanted to see here. The crowd reacting. But we had hoped we were going to have a clean match between two athletes, and this thing has really broken down and deteriorated into a free-for-all between 4 men who not hours ago had to be considered the closest of friends.
Now everybody's out there to separate the Steiners from Sting and Luger. Let him go. Let him fight. What the heck? This is Nitro.
Luger, that was a cheap shot. You can say whatever you want. Emotion may have taken over a little bit earlier.
No. The Steiner made a gesture. That's why he charged him.
All right, this one is thrown out. I tell you what, mayhem here at the end of the night. And like I said, hours ago, these guys had to be considered some of the closest friends around. And tonight, it just breaks down here. I don't know what to make of it, man.
Well, there is no friendship, like I said. They're both in that ring. They both want what each other has. They both want that position. They both want to be on top here at WCW. And the only way to do that is you got to kick people's butts. You got to make enemies.
All right.
Hey, looky here.
You wanted your
Kindle, you got such a big mouth. And we are sick of it.
What do you mean, who's we?
You know who. Hey, this is where the big boys play? What a joke. I tell you what, you go tell Billionaire Ted, you tell him get 3 of his very, very best. Maybe the Nacho Man. Oh, no. Hey, maybe he get the Stinger. Ooh, I'm so scared. You go get anybody you want because we.
What do you mean we?
We are taking over. You want to go to war? You want a war? You got one. Only let's do it right. In the ring, where it matters. Not on no microphones, not in no newspapers or dirt sheets. Let's do it in the ring, where it matters. If Billionaire Ted and his big boys, if they got any guts, because we are coming down here.
You're stepping over the line.
And like it or not, we are taking over.
You're out of here. You're out of here. I don't know what to say. We'll see you next week.